We've had a lot of football coaches at the University of Kansas, some fun coaches, some not so fun, some good coaches, some bad coaches, some skilled and knowledgeable coaches, some coaches who lacked much knowledge. But this guy rates at the very top as a fun coach, a fun guy to be around. I can remember the Monday night quarterback clubs, or after the Jayhawks would have been beaten on a Saturday, this guy would come and talk to the fans, and by the time everybody left after the 1 hour meeting, they thought he was absolutely the best coach in the United States, win or lose. He was a tremendous athlete. He's the third one today from our Kansas City. He was offered a basketball scholarship at the University of Kansas by Fog Allen, but he decided to go to Texas and play football, where he played 1 year. He went off to the war. He came back after the war and enrolled at Oklahoma, where he led Bud Wilkinson's Sooners to 2 fabulous years. He was among the best in the nation in returning punts. 7 times he ran a kick back for a touchdown. That was a record that stood until 2003. And as a junior and a senior at Oklahoma, he led the Sooners to a record of 17-3. He was the most valuable player in the Sugar Bowl. He helped create the option play. He went on to coaching career, including stints at Tulsa, Texas Tech, Wichita State, Arkansas, and Kansas. He led KU to a victory in the Bluebonnet Bowl in 1961, and among his pupils, of course, was the legendary Gale Sayers. A real pleasure to introduce a good friend of mine for induction into the Hall of Fame, Coach Jack Mitchell.
Thank you very much, Max. I greatly appreciate that introduction. I'm especially pleased and proud to be up here with some very good friends of mine, and that meant a lot to me, and it's a special privilege to be here with them. And I want to say Curtis McClinton, who played football for me at the University of Kansas, and he was an end in high school at Wichita North High School, and the Wichita East coach, Stub Mayo, said that he saved every coach's job in high school in Wichita for leaving McClinton at end and not playing him at halfback. And especially I want to say I'm so pleased to be here with Howard Engelman. When I was in the 8th grade, Howard was a senior in high school. I'm telling his age now, you see. And Howard was my idol in high school. And I lived across the street from the Catholic Church, and Howard, they had a basketball goal there at the Catholic Church, and Howard would come over there in the summertime and shoot baskets. And I'd run over there, and I'd see him out my front door. I'd see him over there, and I'm in the 8th grade, and he's a senior. I went over there, and I'd grab the ball off the backboard and throw it back to him. Then he'd shoot it, and then he walked off a yard and had a free throw line. He wanted to practice some free throws. So I'd bounce the ball off the backboard, and I'd throw him the ball so he could shoot his free throws. And they still talk about him at KU. He was the only player in free throws that could shoot. He could hit 98 free throws out of 100. And then I also want to mention Bobby Douglas, who played for me at the University of Kansas. I recruited him. Not only was Bobby a great football player, but he could play anything. And he could play basketball. He held the broad jumping record in track, and he could play defense. He could have played any position on the team and made it. He was a fine, wonderful, wonderful quarterback, and he was a pleasure to coach. And I don't want to forget Otto Schnellbacher. When he played at KU, and I was a quarterback at Oklahoma, we played against each other. And Coach Sauer told him, I don't know what he told him, but I'll tell you what, whatever it was, he had him pretty well fired, because when I came home, my family looked at me and they said, my gosh, where have you been? I said, well, Schnellbacher. They said, well, the coach told him, get the quarterback. Do everything you can to hit that quarterback. Do all you can to get him. Hurt him. Do anything. Well, I'll tell you, he did not disappoint his coach. Yeah, Snelly. Anyway, I wanted to say something also about I got. Did I say Snelly? Did I talk about you, Snelly? Did I say something about you, Snelly?
You go right ahead, Jack.
Yeah. Bobby and Howard. Did I leave anybody out? Okay, that's good enough. I didn't. Did I leave? No, I didn't. I got Curtis. Okay. I did it all. And I love this. I'm so glad you elected me or put me here, whoever did it. I sure do appreciate it. And it's a great honor and something I'll never forget. And I thank you dearly. As Andy Griffith says, I thank you.